In today's video, we want to describe the use of some basic electrical tools in the troubleshooting of your snowplow, spreader, etc. We want to just go over some of the basic operations so that you have a better understanding of the tools that we use to help you fix your plow. The first tool that I want to discuss is a basic test light. All right, every mechanic I know has one of these in their shop. All right, now this is about as basic as you get right here. I know that they do definitely make fancier ones. Okay, some that actually power probe, some that put voltage through a particular electric circuit. But honestly, something as cheap as this is going to put you in the right direction and tell you really what you want to know. Now the basic thing with a test light is it's just basically completing that circuit between positive and negative, all right? And there's a light that tells you that you have that connection, okay? So it's as basic as me hooking this probe or this connection in up to positive, touching it to negative, and you see the light light up, okay? Now this works in either direction, okay? So I can use this test light not only for checking for power on a circuit, but I can also check for ground by doing the exact same thing, all right? Now the difference being is if I'm looking for power with this test light, this connector end is going to be connected to ground, all right, because that's completing the circuit, turning the light on. If I'm searching for ground, this connector end goes to power, and the probe is connected to my ground or my ground source. Another tool I want to discuss for diagnosing your electrical problems is a multimeter. Now what I have here is a different version of that. This is a combination amp gauge and multimeter. But there are thousands of different varieties of these things. Now the really handy thing about a multimeter is that you can test continuity in a wiring system, all right? Now with this tool, if you have, say, a wiring harness that you took off of a truck, it's a used harness, this thing could be, have several seasons of use under it. Lots of possibilities here for broken wires. Lots of things could corrode through or rust. So before I was going to put any type of a used harness into a system, I'm going to check the continuity on that system first. Okay, it's a basic and easy setup. With your multimeter probes, you of course have the black and the red probes. You're going to switch the multimeter on into ohms. Okay, so as you see, the ohms reader is reading OL. It's basically reading nothing at this point. So as I make a connection with the two probes, you'll notice that the readout will change. It will actually give you a number registration. That's what you're looking for. That's telling me that I am making a connection between these two probes. Well, the readout is going to be the same as you're checking continuity through a harness. You're going to be checking the input and the output of a particular circuit, and you want it to read at least a number on there. Now that number will change varying upon the length of the harness itself, but you do want to have a readout. If you get nothing coming up there, that tells you that you've got a broken wire and a loss in that circuit. Now as an example, I've got a used harness here. Now it's a good idea, of course, to get a good wiring schematic to know what you're actually testing and what the wire circuits are doing. But with our system, it's as simple as connecting the colors, okay? So what I've got here is an input and an output connector on the headlight end of our headlight harness, all right? So obviously the wire colors are red, white, and blue. What I want to do is I want to test the red wire going in and out of this harness. And again, I'm looking to make sure that I've got a number registering on my ohms meter to tell me that that circuit is complete and that I have continuity. So I'm checking the red probe here. And there, and I've got a number registering, so I know that I've got a good harness. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to using the multimeter test for voltage. So with your multimeter, you're going to put it on V, which is voltage, and you got to make sure that it's on DC, because our motors on our plows, of course, are DC. So testing voltage then is as simple as applying the probe to the source that you're looking for. The black probe, of course, goes to a ground. The red probe goes to your voltage, and the readout on the gauge will tell you how many volts are present. So that's a brief rundown on using some basic electrical testing equipment for troubleshooting. As always, you're always more than welcome to call us at the Boston Technical Service Line if you need any further assistance, or reference our website for any electrical manuals, diagrams, or schematics online. They can be very helpful at times. Good luck.